Welcome to LLP reviews, or checks out, or looks at Floors of Despair. I'm starting this up right from where I got killed a little bit ago. It was 3 minutes into the video. This actual entire session took me about an hour and a half. I got kind of carried away in the game. Couldn't tell you how far I made it. I'm not sure if there's a way to check how many floors you've done. Done quite a few of them. This game is slated for release on April 4th, 2015. It's by Three Prong Productions. This is the Linux demo of it. As far as I can tell, it's just basically the current build that's just not fully completed yet. The guy's been working in overtime to crush all the bugs and things like that. The shop's here. You can collect gold and buy stuff. Would like to see some item descriptions in the shop, but it's not a big deal. A lot of roguelikes, you have to guess or figure out what the items do. Love the music in this game. The music is phenomenal. These enemies here piss me off. They got those little raccoons or whatever they are on their backs throwing shit at me all the time. Annoying little bastards. So, they could go eat shit and die. Die, motherfucker. There you go. So, this is actually post-commentary due to the game's sound engine really hating my USB headset. Anyway. A couple of small nitpicky things, like the health bar does go behind that right skull. Covers up one of the squares, I think. Not that big of a deal. I can still see how much health I have. I'm sure we'll see a lot of that stuff fixed when it is released. The guy seems like a really cool guy. So, the controls of this game are fairly intuitive. They sound like they'd be a little confusing, but they're not. It's actually very, very reminiscent of, the way it feels at least, very reminiscent of the classic Duke Nukem 1 and 2 or Jill of the Jungle. Very easy to just pick up and play. Does have some challenge though. These enemies will rip you apart. There's a lot of upgrades they can find laying around in the chest. You gotta get them in the shop. So I'm not 100% sure what everything of them does. Some of them, not sure if they actually work the way that they're intended to yet, or if I just don't know how to use them. Most likely the latter. Because I do kind of suck at this game. The art style is, to me, I like it. It was later released, maybe a little more variation in the tiles and stuff. Here, you can see me walking off the left side of the screen. Sure, that's just a simple bug. Sometimes the enemies will actually get stuck over there, and you go over there and they'll follow you back out. It's... I don't know, maybe it's intended. Don't know. Not a game-breaking problem. I've not actually encountered anything game-breaking in this. Nothing in this is actually really detracted from the experience. I found it to be fairly enjoyable. For particularly on how simplistic it is, it was actually pretty enjoyable. I do like the classic, early 90s DOS games anyway. So maybe I'm a little biased, but I found it to be fun. Even with these annoying little bastards with the ball-throwing raccoons on their back. Again, I just love this music. A lot of this music will either work in games like Quake or Unreal Tournament, and others of it I could just totally get down to in a club, just raving the night away to it. Yep. See, it's really catchy. The music will stick with you. Especially if you like trance and dance music. But you get some good electronic music going, and I will curb stomp a motherfucking green demon wearing a robe. I'll tell you what. Maybe in a future release, I'd like to see some of these walls, hide some secrets behind them. Not needed. I'm being nitpicky, of course. I hate these big green guys because they keep spawning a bunch of things that just, you know, stomp me into the ground. I have noticed that the game does become easier as it goes on. As you get more and more upgrades, you get faster, you do more damage, you have more health. You can have these familiars like this little bear trap jaw thing that follows you around. Not sure what it does exactly. I haven't seen it do any attacks, but I have noticed after I picked it up every now and then I'll actually like stun some of the enemies, I think. Well, I know I stun some of the enemies. I don't know if it has anything to do with it. A little demon thing allows you to shoot fireballs occasionally. You know what I'm trying to say. Listen to what I'm thinking and not what I'm saying, because the mental commentary is way better than the actual commentary. I suck at that. I have been partying all weekend. It is my birthday weekend, so a lot of my local music buddies, you know, having concerts and stuff like that. Lots of Jägermeister. Have Jaeger, will party. Anyway, things I like about this game. I love that it's simple just to pick up and get into. Love the soundtrack, as I've already said. I do love that you can purchase your upgrades, and unlike most other roguelikes coming out these days, it's not XP based. You know, you don't kill a bunch of things. Then you level up and stuff. This is solely on that playthrough. Your upgrades affect you on that playthrough. Very, very classic gaming style. I really appreciate that. Of course, my first videos on here were Duke Nukem 3D and Doom, so clearly I like the old DOS games. I also really like the artwork. I love the hand-drawn sprite look about it. A little more variation, a couple, you know, variation in the background would be nice. A few more enemies, some different tile blocks would be kind of nice, but nonetheless, I find the hand-drawn style to be appealing. I like some of the bugs in this game because they're kind of goofy. You walk off the edge, the enemies go invisible. That's interesting. I'm sure it's not intended, but like the Goat Simulator game, some of it could be actually enjoyable. Things I think could benefit from customizable controls, I think, would be helpful. I've not tried this with a controller. I don't know if it works with the controller, so I can't say anything about that. Customizable controls, that's a nitpicky thing. I've done just fine with the way the controls are. You could use just the keyboard with the arrow keys, or you could use the WASD and the mouse. I'm using WASD and the mouse, using the Z button for key for my special. So, you know, I got pretty far in this playthrough, so I can't complain too much about that. I would like to see some shop descriptions, so I know what the items are doing, or how to use them. That would be, I think, beneficial. Of course, that's just my opinion, because a lot of things, Binding of Isaac and stuff, it doesn't tell you what the items do. You gotta experiment with it, figure it out, and some people really, really like that, some people don't like it. It's a thing. Maybe an option for it, I don't know. I'd also like to see a way of actually getting the soundtrack for this and putting it on my MP3 player. That would be pretty kick-ass. Would like the combat animation for the character is not super clear on what's going on, because it just looks like he's butting them with the handle of the sword. I'd like to see a little more swing into it. Getting nitpicky, I've done just fine the way it is currently. Again, it does not take away from the enjoyability of the game by any means. A floor indicator as well would be helpful, so I know what floor I'm on. Is it needed? No, it's not really needed. You're just going to keep hacking and slashing through things anyway, but I like seeing how much progress I made through some obvious number being displayed on the screen. That's about all the cons that I can really think of. I do suck at this game. I haven't been able to unlock the other characters yet. I would like to find out how to do that. I'm sure I'll figure it out in time. Or I could cheat and get the developer to tell me how to unlock the characters. Three Prong Productions, I'm sure you're going to check this video out. So, yes, pointers would be helpful because I do suck at this. That's not fault of the game. That it is completely on me. I'm really bad at these kinds of games, even though I really enjoy them. Yeah, other than that, like I said, it's a very simple game. It'll be out, I believe, April 4th of 2015. So, in like 5 days, 6 days from now. I'll let this play through a little bit longer, let you watch it a little bit as I goof around and try to figure out what I'm doing. Check it out, Three Prong Productions. I will have a link to the game's purchase and download site. You can get the demo right now. I'll have a link to Three Prong Productions website as well, and you could just check it out yourself. It works on Windows and Linux. If you have problems with the Linux port, I'm told by the developer that it works perfectly under Wine. This is the actual Linux port, however, because I don't like using Wine if I can help it. And on this channel, I am doing everything I can to not use Wine. So tracking down some of these older games, Linux port engines from like Loki Games, very, very tricky to get them to work sometimes. But if there's a game that people want to see me do, I will use Wine if I need to. Fortunately, this guy did a great job porting this to Linux. I don't know if any of the small bugs that are currently there, like walking off the edge of the screen there, I don't know if that is Linux only, if it's on all versions of the game, if it's a bug at all. It could be a secret. I don't know. This music is just like so evil. You have like people screaming and stuff. Awesome guitar riff. As a guitarist, I can't help but love this. Sorry, I really get lost in the game music. It's one of my favorite things of this game is that soundtrack. Anyway, check it out. It's going to be, I can't remember the exact price right off. I had it written down somewhere, but I know it's not much. A couple of bucks, something like that. I would say it is definitely worth the advertised price, though. I do know that. Is it a big AAA game? No. Is it going to win awards? Probably not. But that doesn't make it a bad game. It just makes it. It's just a good, particularly like a lunch break game, a good challenge game if you want to see how far you can get. Easy to jump into, like I said. Pick it up. It's not going to cost you much. It's worth it. And I would actually really like to see what else Three Prong Productions comes up with in the future. As far as I know, this is their first game. So there's only one way to go after your first game if it's actually fun, and this one is, and it's more fun. Maybe a sequel to this someday. Maybe. Anyway, check it out. Links in the description. And I will see you next time on LLP.